YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host TKK and we are back with another video, man. It has been a long grind, man, making this comparison content. I've had several videos, if you have not seen, about A95L and A95K. I am in no position to make content the way that I've been making content. This ain't a studio, man. I feel like I've had my house turned upside down, but you know, it's been great because it's teaching me a lot for the 2024 year. I got some plays I'm trying to make right now just to make sure I have the right spacing so that I can make comparisons more fluid and so that it can accommodate my own personal life. I digress. Thank you for coming back to the channel. Today's video is going to be talking about the A95L as I am segregating the A95K, moving it back to my bedroom. I have a king size bed. I'm ready to go to bed and be able to watch my TV at night, right? Not go to bed watching two TVs and then going to bed with nothing. Some people ain't gonna feel me, but when you buy these TVs for yourself and not for review, it's like my world is getting turned upside down a little bit. But anyway, I'm enjoying it, man. I want to talk about the audio on the A95L. We're going to be comparing the center speaker to the actual screen being audio. We're going to get all that going right after this intro. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. This video is going to hit a little bit different if you have watched the video that I am carting in right now. All right, so we're taking a look at the rear of the TV. This is where all the port connectivity is, all the HDMIs and such. There's a black cover for this, but got it all just to kind of show you. So you see we've got the positive, negative for the speaker. This is specifically for a center. So the cool thing about this TV, and if you don't know, it's all good. I'm going to kind of explain this. The center speaker in the home theater setup gives you the dialogue. So it gives you all the vocals from the conversation piece. If you're not watching content and not forcing it to go into like stereo or multi-stereo, that is a dedicated speaker for you. The interesting thing about this TV, as I said, is it can use its entire audio system as a center speaker, which is pretty cool because when you think about it, and this is a Klipsch system, by the way, we've made content on it. Maybe I'll card that in right now for you if you're interested. It's a pretty good system. I don't know. I guess I'd call it mid-tier, but I like it. It's been working good. But the center speaker, this particular one is a little bit wider. It's got, you know, a couple of ports there. Nice tweeter in the middle, right? 4 woofers. But when you look at it from a width perspective, the actual TV being 77 inch, obviously it means that it's going to potentially pass through more audio. So this is a very nice feature. Now I happen to like the way that I have things set up. So it'd be a little weird for me to not use a center speaker. I don't believe that that will be my plan. But I'm interested in trying this thing out. It's been since the A95K, which also had that same feature, as well as the A90K. Sony tends to make a nice bit of their lineup has this as a feature. And so I can't stress enough when we're talking about price and saying that this TV is overpriced and this and that, you know, they come with features that you just don't get at all from any lineup, right? So let's check it out. All right, here's the setup. Now, for whatever it might be worth, what I use to record 99% of my content, unless I'm sitting at the desk, is this clip mic. Just plugs in auxiliary. It's a little stereo clip mic, a little $25 guy, right? It's a vlog camera I'm using, so it's not going to pick up anything amazing. And then YouTube does whatever it does, but just for whatever it's worth, the reference, just so we can kind of know what I'm using. It's not going to be a perfect representation of what sound quality is, but I have one that's connected to me, and this is just a secondary one. So you'll know what I'm using. So I'll get a little bit closer to the center and to the TV during this recording, but just to give you some basis and foundation of what's happening here. All right, setup is not too bad. You're going to go to the remote. you're going to hit the settings button above the menu. When you hit that, it's going to take you to a couple of different options. It's kind of all quick sets for presets and everything. We scroll on over to audio output. Is what's important here. Right now we've got audio system. Okay, that is going to be utilizing the eARC, and then you could do TV speakers. So I do want to focus on a bit of, you know, like what it sounds like to listen to the actual TV speakers. This has been something that I've been asked, and I haven't been able to really speak fluently to it because I have both of the TVs for all the comparisons connected to the receiver. So let's just see how this sounds.
The RF device inside Elizabeth was designed to perform two functions. It transmits GPS coordinates and it monitors timed medication.
I read the toxicology report. It found nothing unusual in Elizabeth's system. She wasn't drugged.
Maybe whoever slipped her the tracker.
All right, so that audio in the clip, I have to cut this down. I might even have to upload this a couple times just to make sure I'm in good graces with YouTube guidelines on playing back this content with both video and audio. Was at 70%. So this is where I just kind of want to be able to verbally express like what my opinion is. There's nothing from a dialogue perspective that absolutely wows me from the TV. Like many other TVs, and you know, even though this is supposed to have good audio, even the S95C, let's just talk about that. It's got like a nice system on it too. For me, most of these televisions, you are going to have to turn the TV up a little bit louder for you to be able to hear it, which is why getting a sound bar or an actual system is going to be a much better representation of whatever the content that you're trying to hear. Now, the thing to be conscious of is, you know, what kind of room are you in? My situation in my room that this is a living room, okay? It's about 18 feet total, okay? Wall to wall, right? And behind me is my kitchen. So it's a partially open concept. And so audio escapes. It just goes and goes until you can't hear it again. So if you were in a scenario where maybe the room that you have your A95L is in a four corner wall or, you know, room, then I think that, you know, the audio could be pretty dynamic. I'm going to try to go to something that has like a little bit of bass, some explosions and so forth. And we'll check it out. Still on TV audio. All right. I want to notate that I think watching this scene on my previous live stream is what got it suspended temporarily. So, yeah.
Well, here I am. Bruce.
All right, so just listening to this sequence right here where Batman's looking up at Superman. By the way, I've not seen this movie. I was directed by two great viewers in the stream that we did the other night with this and the A95K to watch this, and it's got me interested in seeing it. Though I've seen some goofy stuff like Superman not being able to see through Batman's smoke. That was ridiculous to me, but I'm not here to judge this movie. I thought, you know, me recording a small clip of the TV speakers and then following through with the same clip or same transition with the actual system that I have, which again, I've shown you the overview of this. It's a full system, 2 subs and everything. It adds so much more, you know, body and volume to the experience, which we know audio is a part of it. Still, again, you know, even with listening to like Superman dropping down in this scene to the ground from him being at the air, looking down at Batman, Batman looking up at him. You know, there was no life at all to the drop, right? Like no sub there, just no real separation of audio. While I can't say that so the vocal piece of this TV speaker system is an amazing job. And we're going to get to the transition where I'm utilizing this thing as a center. Up to this point, we've just been doing TV sound and then just like talking about that in system. The vocals that come from the screen, it's amazing. And this is why I think this is a perfect panel for you to be able to use for a center speaker. But there's no real body, no real life, from my opinion, that comes from the TV audio system. It's just my opinion. It doesn't do much of anything for me. So yeah, up to this point, I would definitely encourage you to get a sound bar and or a system. If you can get a system, definitely do that. Don't be afraid of wires. Like I have wires too. You just got to be creative, tuck them, figure that out and enjoy what you got a little bit more. But I want to go into getting this thing connected as a center speaker and, be able to talk to its performance. All right. So for tutorial purposes, as I said earlier, you've got positive, negative. You're just going to run those wires as such there. There's another option also down here where you can do a center in for their sound bars. Now, I did purchase the A5000 system with one subwoofer in the rears. That's been featured on the channel also. So I've tested that. We're not going to be utilizing anything like that for this video. But yeah, you're going to go straight positive, negative from here. Similarly to how you have positive, negative connected for your center speaker. So I'm going to undo these banana cords or connections that I have from my current center. Kind of bridge those in so we can have a stable connection. You pretty much just need to run positive, negative from the speaker. From the center port on your receiver, audio video receiver, to that of the TV, and then you can unlock that option. Let's do that real quick. Okay, so we've actually got the center speaker connected, the center speaker functionality connected. I wanted to leave that wire over towards the left, as you can see. What I did was I actually just wrapped the positive, negative to the banana plugs, and it works, right? I mean, this wouldn't be a regular solution, but for the sake of this video, just allowing me to be able to have a way to quickly connect this is what I want to do. I don't want to disrupt my setup. I like for things to be meticulous and put together, but so it works. I did some off-camera testing and the microphone just doesn't do a good enough job, in my opinion, of picking everything up. But I want to let you hear what it sounds like now that we have, again, the TV plugged up. So just to summarize, the TV is now the entire center speaker. My Klipsch speaker is not hooked up. We have this in a surround setup. So for this content, I'm hearing everything in specific stages and where it's supposed to come from, with dialogue coming from the entire screen now.
Did he discover any pearls? Like who hired Van Dyke to assassinate Elizabeth?
No.
Well, did he at least confirm that Van Dyke was in fact tracking her on the night of her death?
All right, so let's just talk about what's happening here. This thing sounds really good, okay? I gotta say that. It sounds pretty good. So audio is coming from a couple of different spaces. Let me zoom in so that I can be able to articulate. Audio sounds like it's coming from the left, where you see this I don't know, that's a tile or something. It looks like it sounds like it's coming from the right, where you see that vent, right? It also sounds like it's coming from down below where it says Lovejoy, and equally down below too. So there's like whatever speakers that are on the TV are actually being utilized as a center, right? And it's purposeful and it's done well. This is one of those things where you have to consider like the Sony tax, because what I spent for my center speaker, I think I spent $500, literally $499, right? Retail. Looks like it's on sale for $350 right now. So if you're interested in like getting a Klipsch system, now is a pretty good time. The center is on sale for $350, it looks like, but I spent $500 on this thing. So when you think about what I could have saved if I had waited, and just, invested that $500 into this TV. Now this TV is now the same cost at retail what the S95C was, which was $4,500. This TV in 77 inches, $5,000. So it's just things like that that I believe must be considered, because this setup truly does replace the center speaker, at least the one that I have. Now, some of you audiophiles out there, you know, you're going to come from a different space. I'm not that guy. I'd rather have a balance where I have the absolute best screen, right? And I'm okay with mid-tier audio, though we're going to be making some changes. But to summarize this feature is pretty good. I don't believe that the TV speakers are of anything magical that's just going to wow you and knock your socks off. I do believe that the center functionality is brilliant. It's a really good technology, and I wish more manufacturers did it. I wish they even took it a step further and added like a sub out, you know. I mean, just be creative with it, right? All together. But it's some good stuff happening here from Sony. This is a feature that sets this panel far above many others, right? So but that's what we got for this review. Let me know what you think in the comment section. We're going to get this content edited. It is Saturday morning. I'm about to get ready to eat some breakfast with my family and then get to work. I'm going to get this rendered, get this up to you guys. Hope you have a great day. Peace. God bless. And as I always say, max love.